Lamar Jackson, former MVP and runner-up in the playoffs behind the Tennessee Titans. He is pretty much the best quarterback in the NFL, maybe aside from Patrick Mahomes. Today on Everyday Sportsmania, I'm going to be talking about 20 years from now, who will be the better quarterback, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. Also, you could call it who will be the future of the NFL. We're going to only be talking about Lamar Jackson, the former MVP, and Patrick Mahomes, the former Super Bowl winner and MVP as well. Start off, we got Lamar Jackson. We all know that Lamar Jackson ran for over 1,200 yards last year, threw for 36 touchdowns, and ran for a boatload of rushing touchdowns as well. Was great in the passing game, but we did not see a lot of accuracy from him. He did choke tremendously in the playoffs, as we all saw him lose his he could not run the ball in the playoffs, I should say. He was not as good as we all anticipated. He choked tremendously, just like he did at the Chargers 2 seasons ago. The biggest question about him is he is not as consistent. He's not that good in the playoffs for Baltimore. In my predictions, I do have him going to the Super Bowl this year, but that's just a hit or miss. That's just a hit or miss prediction. In reality, Lamar Jackson has not shown any strength in the playoffs or in the end of the season, as Patrick Mahomes has. Lamar Jackson has definitely struggled a lot in terms of running the ball in the playoffs, as he could not run at all against the Tennessee Titans. He had to deal with the passing game, and we all know that he is not the most accurate passer. When he has a receiver open, he's going to complete the throw, but he can't throw into traffic as well as Patrick Mahomes. Wow, what a throw. Lamar Jackson definitely is the younger quarterback. They're 1 year of draft apart, and I think that Lamar Jackson is still a great quarterback. But the question is, he could be having 10 MVPs in the future, 20 years from now. But will he have that ring? Patrick Mahomes, 20 years from now, Patrick Mahomes may only have 1 MVP, but he'll have 4 or 5 rings. Lamar Jackson, 20 years from now, probably won't even have a ring. The thing about Lamar Jackson is that Lamar Jackson, I suspect to have 10 MVPs within the next 20 years, but no Super Bowl. And I think Patrick Mahomes gets maybe 4 or 5 Super Bowls and maybe no other MVPs. Patrick Mahomes did have to deal with an injury last year and was not perfect. Now we have Lamar Jackson, pretty much a face of the NFL with his legs. He used them at Louisville, and now he's using them in the NFL. Will Lamar Jackson be a fluke? I don't know. But all we have to know is that I think Lamar Jackson will be a great quarterback, I think he'll be a great quarterback in the future. I think his career will do very well. I think it'll be a lot like Michael Vick. I think he will go to another team eventually, but we all have to plan out. It'll all have to plan out and see. Let's move on to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. And former MVP in his first season as a starter, and a Super Bowl as his second year as a starter. Of course, what the coolest of all for a lot of people is he broke the Madden curse. This man is a GOAT. This guy is the Tom Brady of current time. Patrick Mahomes has done everything to prove himself as the best quarterback in the NFL. And the biggest question is, how will he be 10 years from now? Now we're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes. So when he did play Lamar Jackson last season in Week 3, he did end up getting the win. He played a very good game, and he was able to give Lamar Jackson the first loss of the season. He proved himself as probably he's probably done the best quarter. He's probably done the best thing in Madden history by hurting his knee and then out of nowhere coming back and winning a Super Bowl, breaking the Madden curse. I truly think he deserved to be on it once again this year. We all know that Lamar Jackson has the legs, but Patrick Mahomes proven himself that he is a fast quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is just a very great player overall. We've seen that from him. He's done everything to prove himself as the Chiefs starter. The Chiefs are probably not going to bring in anyone else for the next 10, 15 years. We all know that he signed that $500 million deal. Patrick Mahomes is just set for good. Lamar Jackson, though, is a running quarterback who could have an injury anytime. He could get injured at any time this year, out of nowhere, and just be done for his career. No one takes that into consideration, that Lamar Jackson's career could be over in any time now. Opposed to Mahomes, Mahomes is the smarter quarterback in terms of running. Patrick Mahomes does not run as much. He runs when he needs to, as Lamar Jackson uses it as his advantage. Lamar Jackson at any moment could get injured and be done with the Ravens. The Ravens give up on him. He goes to a new team. Really doesn't do anything with the new team. The new team cuts him, and then he retires at like 26. That could easily happen. Or he goes off and wins a Super Bowl this year and goes on, gets 10 MVPs, 5 Super Bowls, and we'll see. But in my opinion, I think that the quarterback of the future 20 years from now will be Patrick Mahomes. I think Lamar Jackson will not be able to sustain that level of play for that long like Mahomes, because running quarterbacks never are like that. But both these quarterbacks are incredible players. I like them both. As a Patriots fan, I like Mahomes better because I don't like Lamar Jackson. I didn't like Lamar Jackson when he beat us in that game, that horrible game. But I hope you enjoyed this video on EVERYDAYSPORTSMANIA. Like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. So, peace out, guys.